This episode is brought to you by Mirror, the movement of self-discovery, understanding, and evolution. Everything you're about to learn can be practiced with the Mirror app. Find the link in the description. Subscribe to become a dreamer and enjoy the video. Your vision will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakes. Could the most profound journey lead not to the farthest star, but to the deepest center of our own being? Our most disturbing dreams may be urgent, intelligent communications from the very core of our soul, a call to wholeness. To embark upon such an inward odyssey, one requires a map. The Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung, a cartographer of the soul, provided one of the most profound maps of the human psyche. He conceptualized the psyche as a multi-layered reality. At the surface lies the ego, the center of our conscious awareness. It is the I that we know, the captain of our ship, navigating the waters of daily life. Just beneath this conscious awareness lies the personal unconscious. This realm is akin to a personal cellar, holding all that we have forgotten, repressed, or simply failed to notice in our individual lives. Deeper still, we find the immense and mysterious foundation of our being, the collective unconscious. The collective unconscious contains the whole spiritual heritage of mankind's evolution, born anew in the brain structure of every individual. Within this realm exist the archetypes, primordial, universal patterns of experience, like the hero, the great mother, or the wise old man. They are the psychic DNA of our species. In this vast inner landscape, Jung tells us the first figure we are destined to meet at the border of our awareness is an archetype of profound and challenging importance. It is our own unseen other, our silent twin. It is the shadow. The shadow is a moral problem that challenges the whole ego personality, for no one can become conscious of the shadow without considerable moral effort. The shadow is all that the persona is not. As Jung stated with piercing simplicity, the shadow is the thing a person has no wish to be. It is the repository for all the parts of ourselves that we deem unacceptable, inferior, or evil, and therefore hide away both from others and, most crucially, from ourselves. The formation of this shadow is a necessary consequence of becoming a socialized human being. To gain love and acceptance, we learn to prune away parts of our authentic nature, banishing traits that earn disapproval into the darkness of the unconscious. Though hidden, the shadow exerts a powerful influence. One of its most common manifestations is projection. When we are unable to see a quality in ourselves, we have a powerful tendency to see it with startling clarity in others. Our own unacknowledged anger makes us see the world as full of aggressive people. The great secret of the shadow is that it is not merely a monster. Marie-Louise von Franz, a close collaborator of Jung, observed, "The shadow is not necessarily always an opponent. In fact, he is exactly like any human being with whom one has to get along. The shadow becomes hostile only when he is ignored or misunderstood. It holds the potential for our greatest strengths. Our assertiveness may be repressed as aggression, our artistic sensitivity as useless daydreaming. This is the shadow gold, the vital, potent, and creative aspects of our being, lying dormant in the darkness, waiting for us to have the courage to claim them. In each of us there is another whom we do not know. He speaks to us in dreams and tells us how differently he sees us from the way we see ourselves. How, then, do we begin this encounter with the shadow? How do we access this hidden realm? Jung's answer was clear. We must learn to listen to the language of the psyche itself. The psyche speaks most clearly in our dreams. Jungian thought perceives the dream as a living, intelligent force, a nightly theater where the soul attempts to communicate with the ego. Dreams serve two primary functions. The first is compensation. Our conscious attitude is almost always one-sided. If we are overly intellectual, our dreams will be filled with deep emotion. The dream seeks to correct our imbalances and remind the ego of what it is missing. The second is the prospective function. Dreams can point toward our future potential, sketching out the consequences of our current path or illuminating a new one. It is in the theater of dreams that the shadow most often takes center stage. As Jung warned, a dream that is not understood is like a letter that is not opened. The shadow can disguise itself as monsters, demons, or terrifying assailants. These nightmares are often the psyche's way of screaming for our attention when we have ignored its subtler whispers. The terror we feel is the terror of confronting a disowned and therefore frightening part of our own nature. Common shadow symbols include the snake, representing instinctual wisdom and transformation, the labyrinth, signifying a period of confusing introspection, or a dark, unknown house, symbolizing unexplored areas of our own psyche. To ignore these messages is to leave a vital communication unread. The process of confronting and integrating the contents of the unconscious is shadow work. The goal is to turn the psychological lead of our unconscious suffering into the gold of conscious wholeness. The Jungian analyst Robert Johnson proposed a clear four-step approach to dream analysis as a practical method for this work, which you can apply using mirror. First, record. The moment you awaken, write down the dream in as much detail as possible, including the feelings it evoked. Second, associate. This step is about making the dream personal. You must ask, what do the images mean to me? This grounds the universal symbol in your unique life experience. Third, amplify. Here, you connect your personal dream to the collective unconscious by researching what the symbol has meant to humanity throughout history. You amplify the dream's message, understanding that your personal struggle is part of a timeless human drama. Fourth, ritualize. This is the crucial step of bringing the insight into waking life. The unconscious responds to symbolic action. You might light a candle, buy an object that represents the insight, or go for a walk in nature. The ritual, however small, makes the inner work real. The images of the unconscious place a great responsibility upon a man. Failure to understand them, or a shirking of ethical responsibility, deprives him of his wholeness and imposes a painful fragmentariness on his life. The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. The goal of this profound work is wholeness. It is the courage to become aware of and take responsibility for our entire being, the light and the dark. It is the resolve to withdraw our projections from others and recognize the totality of humanity within our own heart. As Jung explains, wholeness is not achieved by cutting off a portion of one's being, but by integration of the contraries. The fruits of this integration are life-altering. It brings authenticity. We live as a complete human being, and our actions align with our true values. It improves our relationships. By withdrawing our shadow projections, we can finally see others as they truly are, fostering deeper compassion and genuine connection. It enhances creativity. By reclaiming the shadow gold, we unlock reservoirs of energy, passion, and originality that were previously inaccessible. It leads to psychological maturity. We move from blaming the world for our problems to taking radical responsibility for our own inner life. It is the most courageous and rewarding adventure a human being can undertake. For in the end, as Jung himself declared, a profound choice presents itself. If you want to start applying what you've learned in this video to take the dive and begin understanding your dreams, the Mirror app is for you. It offers a system based on Jungian methods to guide you in interpreting your dreams and is made for anyone ready to begin exploring their unconscious. Don't wait. Start today by following the link in the top right corner and begin your journey of self-discovery.